And now, our original radio play, British Justice.
I'm up. I'm up! Ugh. What am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I going back? Stupid. Stupid. Oh, God, nothing matches. Why am I wearing this? It's awful. I should just turn around, just... Well, that's new. Excuse me. You. Yo, yeah, you. Come here.
You've got some mouth.
You local.
What's it to you?
Police.
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah. Police business. Go around. So, what's with the graffiti?
Well, this graffiti right here. What, is British Justice?
That new?
You ain't local.
Actually, I am.
And where you been?
Get the hell out of here.
Oi! Oi, you called me!
Welcome back, DCI Deca.
Chalmers, you actually arrived before me.
A lot's changed since you've been away.
Tell me about it.
I didn't mean...
Oh. All right, now. Careful, Blondie. You know how the brass feels about public displays of affection.
I don't care.
People talk.
Let 'em.
All right, now.
The inspector from sex crimes is in your office, waiting for you.
Here to arrest me, no doubt. Can I help you?
Here are the case files, Mum.
For...
Did you not get the email?
No. Look, I have one of those dumb phones and...
Vintage.
Yeah, I keep meaning to upgrade. Haven't been to the office to check emails, so...
Sex Crimes was investigating these homicides, but we're not getting anywhere, and now they want a proper murder dick on it.
One of those cases.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Inspector.
Crow.
Deca, you realize this isn't a reflection of your team's police work. It's just a new pair of eyes.
Well, so long as the case gets solved and the world is again safe for perverts.
I don't know what's in these files, but I can already tell it's going to be an experience.
Yeah, but you are the same DCI Deca who brought the student ripper down, so...
Yes, I am. Now, save your pedestrian interview tactics for the interrogation room and tell me what you do know.
Wait, let's see. Okay. 12 dead pedophiles. Nothing in the forensics suggests these were sudden attacks. These were confrontations. This one was tossed from the balcony of his apartment on the estate. This one was under elder care, smothered in his bed. This one, the first one, hung from out his own bathroom window.
Other than the result, what else do these crime scenes have in common?
Well, an unusual amount of public interest. This graffiti of Kurt Vonnegut's rear end here.
British Justice.
That's supposed to be his calling card, all presumed murderer. The Union Jack made to look like gun sights.
It does bear a resemblance to Kurt Vonnegut's rear end.
And here's a police sketch of the rear end we think is said murderer.
Do our witness statements confirm any of this?
Yes, Mum. They saw a superhero.
You lot should have just put a bat signal on top of the building. You would have had this wrapped up weeks ago.
Yes. Though my unit can't even get approved for a decent pencil sharpener, let alone a bat signal.
Do you know how long it took them to replace my outdated computer with this less outdated one? And look, the old one is still sitting here.
Oh, another ledge to put paperwork on.
Exactly.
Do you want me to help with those pictures, Mom?
No, sticking thumbtacks through a photo and onto a corkboard is one technology I'm adept at.
12 pedos dead.
Cyril, Clifford, Rolf, Heath, Hall, Leon, Heyman, Brummel, Proctor, Janner, Epstein, and Beebe.
You really think this superhero did it?
Nothing heroic about it. However heinous their crimes, they went to jail, they served their time. They paid their debt to the social contract.
Yes, Mom, but look through these files. I've waited in airports longer than some of these jail sentences. 1 year, 2 years, commuted to time served. Oh, this one actually got 12 years. Wait, that included the child's murder.
Are they all like that?
What? That the Crown puts the kids and their families through the trauma of a trial, and these are the lightweight sentences they give out? Yeah, they're all like...
Chalmers.
Oh, I got you, Mom. Yeah, that sounds like a motive to me.
This is the estate he was murdered at.
It is. Some police tape is still on that balcony railing over there.
Then why wasn't this bit of British justice graffiti photographed and in the file?
Oh, man.
Hey, kid, come here.
I already told you lot what I saw.
Tell us again.
British justice chuffed the pedo from the balcony.
You had a clear view?
I'm telling ya. I was coming home from my friends just as I turned the corner. And then I look up, right? And he's looking at me. All I see is a mask, but he's looking at me. It's British justice. And then he turned his, like, trench coat, whoosh. Like he disappeared or flew away or something.
You okay?
What?
You saw a man die.
So?
All right.
I'm a hard man.
Yeah, thanks. Just trying to get to the bottom of this.
Well, you should make him commissioner of Metropolis. Nobody gives a damn about pedos, man.
Well, when they're all dead, you can decide what group will lynch next.
Oh, pikeys, gays, refugees.
Did your grandparents fight for equality so you could become everything they were fighting against?
Whatever.
Inspector, this graffiti wasn't in the case files because it's new.
Almost identical to the others I've seen.
It's stenciled, usually cut out from the cardboard. That's how these street artists do it so quickly. Hang it, spray it, and hoof it. The template ended up on the internet somehow. Now it's bombing buildings all over the country.
Random buildings?
Yeah. Well, the houses of some known offenders have been tagged. You know, give them a scare.
Knowing mob mentality, the houses of people who aren't pedophiles were probably tagged as well. And now they're branded and their innocent lives will be ruined.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Wait a minute. Hey, kid.
What, dog? I gotta eat.
Did you know about British justice before you saw him that night? You'd seen his picture, you'd heard the gossip.
Of course, man. He's a ledge.
Chalmers,
Mum?
I'm afraid we've been mistaken. So, what do we know?
A serial killer is hunting child abusers and has already bagged 12. So, how were we mistaken?
We're only considering the perspective that one killer has one motive, but he's targeting pedophiles. That's 12 people, each of whom left a trail of victims. That's not one motive, that's 12 individual motives.
Phew! I could do some research to find out if a well-meaning hitman is advertising his services online.
He's not well-meaning.
Sorry, sir. Mum. I need coffee.
Damn it all.
Would you like some coffee, Mum?
He's killing people. I don't care who they are. I don't care what they did. He's killing people.
Yes, Mum. Yep. He's killing people.
These hormones I'm taking. I apologize if I'm a little, just...
Oh, your outbursts were around long before the hormones. I'm used to that. Sorry, I
Come here.
thought the press disapproved of public displays of affection.
Maybe the world needs more affection. Mrs. Havers, are you all right? I haven't heard that name spoken aloud in years. You may as well have conjured up the devil.
He's with the devil now, miss.
Chalmers.
What?
If the afterlife is anything like our court system, he'll be sent to purgatory for good behavior and out in heaven in 5. Interrupt my gardening to bring up that stain. It's a lovely garden, Mrs. Havers. Glad Scotland Yard approves. Can you tell me where you were on May 20th? He's the victim now. As I said, he was murdered. You know something, Inspector? There were times I wish I would have been. People cry for little murdered girls. People want justice for little murdered girls. But abused girls? They get doubted. They get mocked. They get made to feel like it was somehow all their fault. And they're not frozen in the virginal bloom of youth. Abused girls grow up and experience all the strangeness and grittiness life has to offer. Hair in delicate places. Blood. Do I look pretty enough? And we try to learn love and to trust, and we try to forget how such things were ever compromised. Look at this. Sometimes I think I should just plant weeds. But then I look at my flowers. All things fight to grow, don't they, Inspector? The weed would take the flower, that's nature. But in my flower bed, I remove the weed. That's society. Or at least how it should be. And the manner in which you remove the weed, that, Inspector, is civilization. Thank you for your time.
It really is a lovely garden.
Thank you, child. All right. Looks like we're about to get help on our case, Blondie.
What?
Look who's in with the boss.
No honest copper could afford that suit.
His name's Moll. He was one of the few Indian families they met that made money in the Raj. Generations in, he's just another old money toff.
They look out for their own, don't they?
We'll soon find out.
Lord Greville, member of the peerage and the latest victim of the so-called British Justice Vigilante.
And according to this dossier, you provided a, quote, serial child abuser who violated, raped, and tortured children, end quote.
Allegedly.
What are all these files?
The allegations.
These must go back decades!
Those files have not been unsealed to debate the authenticity.
Quote, at which point he brought the child to the House of Parliament, whereupon...
As far as the Met is concerned, the only thing Lord Greville shares with the murdered pedophiles is a killer.
They might have shared more than that at the Dolphin Club.
Is objectivity going to be a problem, DCI Deca?
I'm sure you'll know your place when you report back to the peerage, D.C. Mull. Do I need to remind you of your place here? So, how'd he die?
He choked on the extra-large sex toy that was used to rape him.
And at least 30 years worth of suspects. The MPs must be worried about all this getting out.
No, Blondie. D.C. Mull is only here because certain MPs want to figure out who will be the next on the vigilantes list. Someone mentioned in these files, no doubt.
Then shall we begin?
If you're truly here to solve this case, Mull, can you familiarize yourself with our files? The ones we make public after investigations. while Chalmers and I dig through this haystack.
Yes, Mum.
When did the pizza get cold?
About an hour ago.
I'll suffer for my art.
Okay, who's your pick for Britain's next top pedophile murder victim?
Let's see. I like the talent agent and the Conservative MP.
Go fish.
Ah! We should have got fish.
The fish place doesn't deliver it. Tomorrow.
Pizza does taste better the next day. Ugh, no wonder I can't stop eating it.
I was leaning toward the war hero, but I could almost wager that our next victim is going to be a former Home Secretary Leonard Britton. The amount of allegations, let alone the content, chuff in hell. Frequented the Dolphin Club like our latest victim. Talk about partners in crime.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, my Aunt Fanny. Look, this boy consented to a rape kit.
Oh my God!
But the investigation was stopped because the DNA was not a match for Greville. But look, who else was there that night?
Lord Britton, I presume. I don't understand, Mum. I thought the statute of limitations for the boy's sexual assault had expired.
It would have, except there was so much public outrage against the boy's attack that the Crown handed down an indictment on the owner of the DNA. It was in the news at the time because an American court had successfully used the tactic on a serial rapist case.
Look at this house! Is that his driver waiting out in front?
Yes, so you've got to act fast. The minute Lord Britton leaves his house...
Oh, I can use an American accent! I am classically trained.
Just get the autograph. There he is.
Look, Ma! There's a former Home Secretary Leonard Britton!
Ugh, this was a bad idea.
Sir, I'm studying international law at Harvard, and what you did as Home Secretary, it just inspired me so much.
Yes, thank you, but...
Oh, I couldn't visit the grand old UK, drag my mother all the way over from Tupelo,
I really must be...
and not get your autograph.
No, I
Mother said all you English were just stuffed shirts, but I told her that you are a fine man.
Well, yes, here. No, goodbye. Goodbye.
See, Ma, I told you he was good people.
Subtle.
I should have followed the footlights.
What brings you to sex crimes?
I come bearing gifts.
Nothing says thoughtfulness like an evidence bag.
That was the pen Lord Britton used to sign an autograph today. How soon can we get DNA?
You do realize the mess we're in if I get a hit back on this. I'm still going to run it. I just want us to be aware.
I knew I liked you.
Here, don't suppose you keep one of these bottles in your desk.
Used to. But you can pour me one.
I just hate to drink alone. Every time I do, I think about how much I hate it.
Well, here's to upholding our end of the social contract.
Yeah. I never liked this office anyway.
Oh, that reminds me.
Pencil sharpener.
It's no bat signal, but
Oh, sorry, I'm not allowed to take bribes. What do I owe you for it?
forget it. A couple of bits at the corner store.
I thought about doing that, but it's the principle, you know. They get on our cases about forms and processes, yet we follow the rules and get no satisfaction.
Did you see that ergonomic chair in What's-His-Face's office? And I know he just put in for it. He's got it already.
Bloody brass.
And those aren't cheap.
Want another?
If you're buying.
So, Deca, when did you know?
About Lord Britton.
No.
Since I was a boy.
Must have been Elle.
No childhood should be. Chalmers. Chalmers. Ugh. I knew her being early was just a phase.
I know it was you. Just admit it.
What in the world is going on? Mull, is there a reason you're interrogating a fellow officer?
There is a leak in this investigation.
Chalmers, get back to your desk.
I'm telling you.
Fine! I did it!
I knew it.
I leaked the template over the internet.
What? What template?
Don't answer that. Mull, what exactly are you accusing my DC of leaking?
A pen and pad Lord Britton used for an autograph was submitted for DNA analysis.
Per my instructions. Oh. A child was raped.
And that's terrible. However, we're here to solve this murder.
Murders, Mull. Plural. 13 murders now.
And to prevent others from happening. If you accuse Lord Britton of being a child molester in this atmosphere, he could very well end up as number 14, and the blood, Deca, is going to be on your hands.
You're acting as if you know the DNA will match.
You've overreached.
Finding a child's rapist is not overreaching. It's being a copper. Don't worry. We'll find the killer, too. Whether he lives on an estate or on Downing Street, we'll arrest him. Right, Mull? Isn't that what we do?
The world isn't black and white, Inspector.
Not for all things. But if it were your child who consented to a rape kit...
Oh, this is on you.
Class act, that one.
There's not an edge to this case that isn't frayed.
I'm not sorry.
Who hurt you, kiddo?
My friend's dad. You know, I'd be there for sleepovers. He'd wake me up. My friend didn't understand why I didn't want to go over there anymore. I'd feel guilty. Back into the lion's den. Look, Mom, got me a fancy smartphone.
Nice.
Yeah, this picture. This was my school photo year before the abuse started. I don't know who that is anymore. On bad days, I look at her. I've never been that happy again. There's a good 3 years of my childhood that I can't even recall. I remember it started. Then I must have been walking around a little zombie child. In this case, this British justice just cuts a little too close to home. If I could remember her father's name, where they lived, I'd have to put on a British justice mask a long time ago and track down the bastard myself. British justice. Too right.
Where's Chalmers?
Why? Did you hear about those 5 prostitutes who were murdered in Whitechapel and want to pin those on her, too?
Well, she was guilty of something, wasn't she?
I'll deal with that. And because of you, I had to send her home for the day.
So the guilty get rewarded under your watch.
Says the man who brought me boxes containing secret files of unpunished crimes.
I think we all know the only crime we're here to solve.
Yeah.
And do we have any leads on this murderer?
Oh, big time.
Really?
My conversation with Chalmers brought it all into focus. 13 dead pedophiles. We're not looking for one murder. We're looking for 13.
Quiet, lass. They'll be leaving soon. Sorry, inspectors. Here's that petrol recipe. Like I said, we were visiting my wife's relatives that day. Night.
Thank you for cooperating. I'll take the receipt. I'm sure this can't be easy for you.
May I ask how he died?
We're not allowed to discuss the
He
details
was
of
pummeled,
the case.
fitted with a noose. The end of the rope was then tied around the toilet's drain pipe. He was chucked out the bathroom window and hanged by the neck until dead.
No one should have to die like that.
Even after what he did to you?
That was wrong, and he was punished for it. Such as it were. I'm not going to keep reliving it. My fighting back is moving on. Although, now that I'm a father, someone did that to my kid? Yeah, I might string him up.
You haven't touched your chips.
They're all yours.
I'll twist my arm. Who's the next victim on the list?
That sounds morbid. We could go to this Jason Hughes.
Got anything closer?
Hey, did you read the report on Danny McNafferty?
Yeah, he's the kid who killed himself, right?
Hung himself.
Hanged by the neck until dead.
Let's go.
Hello? Mr. McNafferty? Mrs. McNafferty?
Here. There's a mail slot in the door. Ooh. Ugh, I know that smell.
It's like organic bleach. What is that?
It's the smell of death, Mo. This is your first time in the field? What do you see in the window?
The carpet is black and it's crawling. Those are flies. Oh, God, those are flies.
Oh, screw it. I'm kicking the door in.
Oh, God. Oh, I can't stand it. Just what is it? What do you see? I can't stand it. Just tell me what you see. I can't go in there.
I see an old man in a recliner. He's eating a TV dinner. He's wearing a British Justice mask. But the bottom is curled up, exposing his mouth so he can eat. His left arm appears to be badly infected by a cut that went untreated. On the floor is a woman approximately the same age, covered in a housecoat and a swarm of hungry flies.
Oh,
Mr. McNafferty.
Hello?
Are you all right?
My arm's all bent out. I got it chucking a bloke out a window. I think it's gone gangrene.
Is that Mrs. McNafferty?
She'll be up in a minute.
She'll be up?
Upstairs to bed. She stayed down to watch the telly. Said she'll be up in a minute. I kept waiting. Are you ready yet? I called. She never responded. I should be up soon. She knows I don't like sleeping alone. Not since Danny died. I'm the one who found him, you know. My boy. Close my eyes, it's all I see. Open the door, posters, Superman was behind him, Christopher Reeve. Brilliant blue eyes, that one, like my Danny. Poster's still there. Never had the heart to take it down or change his room at all. He loved his heroes. Just hanging there midair in the sun, like all them heroes do. Truth, justice, that's what Danny believed in. Believed it to a fault.
Well, Deca, that was not my finest moment.
Yeah, you ate too many chips.
That's it? Nothing. I just thought I'd catch a lot more hell from you.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Well, while we're still here, we should check out Danny's room.
I already did.
Oh, a full sweep?
I peeked in. Forensics were on the scene downstairs, so I peeked in.
That's hardly a thorough search.
You do it. I opened the door. I saw enough.
What did you see?
I saw Superman. Come on, Blondie, get something. Oh, just get something.
I ordered the potato skins.
To drink, woman.
Ugh, I'm driving, so no.
Well, I'll have another.
Then have another.
Charming.
I read somewhere. Excuse me.
Ew.
Where did that come from? I read that Britain has the highest amount of pedos per capita. 1 in 20 children in the UK will endure sex abuse.
Lord this and Sir that.
Yeah. Britain's peculiarity, shall we call it?
Such niceties allowed, such ugliness to thrive.
Oh, not just now. Even in Admiral Nelson's time. They say there was a stage star, 13 years old, named William Betty. Men would faint at the sight of him. All this built-up, repressive lust spewing forth from their applause. They would pay money to go into the dressing room after the show and watch Betty's father towel off the boy's sweat. Who knows what the theater owners got up to with that kid? Oh, excuse me.
God.
It's just like these people were investigating, though. As soon as the kid grows up, the audience lost interest and they turned their attention to the next prepubescent starlet.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were defending it.
I'm just saying there's precedence.
That's England's legacy. I'd sooner we just invite the Romans back.
Excuse me, but I'm going to go leave my mark on Hadrian's wall.
Utterly charming.
Oh.
I don't even know what we're celebrating. We have 12 more murders to solve, and there's no way Mr. Old McNafferty is good for any more of them.
I know.
Then why are we...
Because it's been a hell of a day. Oh, come on, get yourself something.
I'm good.
You're the best.
Sure.
What?
Nothing.
I know you.
Do you? Let's just talk about the case.
I'm drinking a case to forget about the case for half a night.
Well, I know you.
Out with it, then.
All the witness statements swear they saw, quote, a superhero in this British Justice character at the scene. Either they're all liars or some opportunistic copycat.
Oh, stop. Maybe it's just a mass delusion. Superheroes are the myth of the age.
Mom...
Maybe people saw what they wanted to see. Maybe they believed after decades of abuse and cover-ups that a hero had finally arose from all this filth. Or maybe after decades of abuse and cover-ups, the people became the justice they wanted to see.
Copycats.
No, something bigger. An undercurrent that finally just bubbles up. Discontented people all sharing the same ideas. There's even a phrase for it, but ancient peoples, oceans apart, all creating creation, flood, virgin birth, and resurrection myths. Renaissances, the fires of revolution that burned across Europe and Russia prior to the First World War. Copycats steal ideas, Chalmers. In the case of our British justice, it would appear that 13 different people from all segments of society all unwittingly arrived at the same conclusion at the same time.
Please get a ride home. Please, and not from that one.
Another round for... Hey, where's Blondie going?
Hey, only I call her that. It's our thing.
All right.
Probably back to work knowing her.
I'm gonna get back to work on these potato skins then. She's good. I like her.
She likes you too. She's a happy person.
So rare to see like a team, How long have you two been working together for?
At least since the student Ripper case.
Oh.
Yeah, that was her first one. Hell of an introduction to the gig.
Wait, you worked on that?
Yep.
I don't know, that mousetrap method that DCI employed to get the student ripper, though,
Technically, it should be the Ripper student, but my degree isn't in sensational journalism.
that story was everywhere.
Yeah. The kind of case you're only supposed to see once in a career. The kind they pat you on the back for and mention in your obituary. The kind that leaves images, smells, sounds you wish you could forget. The kind that's supposed to get you promoted so you never have to be exposed to all that decay again. Once in a lifetime. And here I am again. Is the world that evil? Or am I that stupid?
The only thing dumb is your luck.
I didn't say you could put your hand on my thigh.
You didn't have to. What? You didn't... Deca. The student ripper. DCI Deca. Right.
The sudden change in gender probably has something to do with my lack of promotion.
See what I mean about your luck? Good night.
Yeah. Blondie, you all right?
I'm on my way into work. We got a hit on the DNA. His lordship is good for it.
Excuse me.
I'm dropping the complaint.
The indictment is in. Lord Britton's DNA matches the DNA from your rape kit.
Shh. Well, then I won't testify.
He'll go free.
Go free. He's been free. He's been around the world. He's dined with the royal family. Bet he didn't bugger those kids between courses. What? What, DCI? Am I supposed to act grateful that a crippled old twit is going to spend his dying days in prison?
What about the other kids he hurt?
Let them come forward.
They have, but the statute of limitations has expired.
Oh, I wonder why that is, when pedos are the ones writing the laws.
Then do something about it.
Sure. Just put myself out there again. You think it's any easier now? Just because I'm an adult? I've got more to protect now than I ever did as a kid.
Like this modest house that has a brand new Mercedes in the driveway.
You know what? Yeah. I'll never get those years back. Nothing's ever going to make that pain go away. So if his lordship, whether compelled by remorse or fear, wants to pay back just a little of what he's stolen, I'm not going to say no. So what are you going to do, detectives? You're going to put me in prison for finally getting something out of all this bull?
That would be the legal thing to do.
But not the right thing?
No, it's that too.
Then why are you two walking away?
If the man you are now thinks this is the justice the boy you were then deserves, then I don't want to put that child through any more pain. There are other kids who need my help.
What to now, Mum?
Oh, go home, Chalmers. Better yet, go out. Go have a good time. Find a nice boy. Talk about your tomorrows.
I was going to work on the case, actually.
Well, if you knew what you were going to do, then why'd you ask?
'Cause maybe...
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go home. You're not getting the case files tonight, Blondie. I'm taking them. And I'm going to enjoy an adult beverage or 3 as I pore over those files all through the long, dark night. And maybe, if I cannot find a solution, maybe if I get so devastated at having to call abused children murder suspects, maybe, just maybe, I'll get drunk enough to put on my black trench, fashion a vigilante mask, and go deliver some proper British justice to Lord Britton myself.
All right.
What? No. We're the law, Chalmers. We're the law.
Well, what about the student Ripper case?
If we didn't obey the law, he wouldn't be sitting in a jail cell.
I know. He's in jail because we caught him. He followed the evidence. We followed the evidence. A lot of long nights, a lot of cold pizza. We did our work. You taught me to work like that. We followed the law. But he wouldn't slip up. He wasn't making mistakes. We still haven't found Susan Jennings' remains. And we know he's good for it, though.
He is.
I learned so much from you on that case alone. My first case as a detective. And you taught me how we finally nabbed him. You taught me this. You don't outsmart the law. You outsmart the one breaking it.
I don't know why I came back, Blondie. If you were DCI, this thing would have been solved.
Stop it. John.
It's Jennifer.
Well, you're still DCI Deca, the one who solved cases, the one who quit drinking.
Ugh.
Look, you see that brand new Mercedes in the driveway? That's where this case is headed. Whoever they can't buy off, they'll scare. Whoever they can't scare, they'll smear. And whoever makes it through that, well, then we'll really find out how much this case matters to some people. Or we could outsmart them.
Oh, I didn't wake you, did I? It's midnight here. I can never remember what time it is there. No, of course not. I got the link. It's working perfectly now, thank you. Oh, I love it. They just get younger and younger, don't they? Or are we getting older? If one was in front of me, I'm not even sure I'd know what to do. Oh, you're right. Put a minnow in front of me and I'll gobble him right up. Yes, I think an excursion to your part of the world is definitely in order, yes. I'll bring you and the other expats some comforts of home, and you can provide the local flavors, yes, just like the old days. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Oh, darn it, how do I download this?
Lord Britain!
What? Who are you?
Justice is overdue.
No, please. Please, I'm an old man. Please stay away from me. Oh!
Look closely into the monitor.
What? No, please don't. Put it down. Please put it down. Ah! Ah! You don't have the right. I never did anything. No, put down the computer's cord.
It connects you to the world.
No. Ah! Ah! Ah, please! Stop! I didn't do anything wrong. No, please. Don't make a carrot. Don't make a carrot. Please. Stop. Mercy. If you think some rent boy in a mask is
Those who operate in the shadows have no right to criticize those who wear masks. People like you made people like me necessary.
Deca, what the hell? It's midnight.
I'm just having a rough day. I brought some case files.
What's with the black trench? What are you all of a sudden, Johnny Cash?
Fit my mood. You gonna invite me in?
You gonna stay?
morning.
That feels about half right. When'd you get up?
I don't really sleep much anymore. Been going over the case files I brought over.
Oh, all work and some play.
Yeah.
Was, this your first time as,
Been playing cis for so long. Uncanny the power mask has over you.
We probably shouldn't make a habit of this.
Oh, definitely not.
Have you seen my phone?
I think you left it in the bathroom during the first leg of our decathlon.
And then some habits die hard. We may have. I'll be right back.
I'll be here saving the world.
Okay. 32 messages? Oh my God, Lord Britain attacked. Home invasion, vigilante suspected. Jen! We've got a suspect wearing a mask, black trench coat. Black pants, black boots. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You call me?
No, I found the phone. It's right on the counter. You were out late.
Couldn't sleep. As you can see, I just wanted to review these case files with a colleague, but you assumed it was a booty call, so I allowed you to ravish me.
I just want to get this case over. Get these vigilantes off the street. That's nothing but a byproduct of a sick society.
I used to believe that as long as we coppers did our jobs, vigilanteism wasn't necessary. But it's not just us, is it? Every spoke makes the wheel go round.
One broken spoke doesn't stop the wheel from going around, and it certainly doesn't give gangs the right to terrorize the rest of us.
What about the everyday terrorism? Ministers patting us on the heads like obedient schoolchildren, then running shadow agendas.
And when Batman or whoever dangles someone by their ankles over a roof sledge, and that person vows not to be corrupt anymore, isn't that a shadow pact as well? Isn't that just another agreement made in the darkness and not in the light?
But the social contract is already in place, Moll. We have all agreed not to be corrupt. Batman reminding someone of that is not contrary to the social contract.
It's terrorism.
Our social contract says we agree on the rights of the individual.
To an extent.
And now it's time to get dressed.
Oh.
We believe in liberty. A nutter who blows up an abortion clinic is a terrorist. A nutter who slaughters editorial cartoonists, that's your terrorist. Those are contrary to our social contract. Just as when someone like Lord Britain operates above the law, preying on children at his whim and not getting brought to justice for it, that is a break in our social contract.
So grab the nearest torch and pitchfork, and then...
He should be exposed for what he's done. And it's every citizen's right and duty to do so. For God's sakes, if you don't want to be exposed as a pedophile, don't rape children.
Look, I agree. Caste systems cast a long shadow, and if certain individuals think they can get away with it...
They are getting away with it. It's like the Jimmy Savile scandal taught us nothing. We treat these abusing lords and ladies with more respect than we treat our victimized sons and daughters. Until today. Until this moment. Look. A case file of murdered human garbage. The people don't want one Gary Glitter to be made an example of. They want all the baddies held accountable.
That's our job.
Yes, it is. We uphold our end of the contract, and then the higher-ups put the kibosh on it. Once that social contract is broken, abuse happens. A cover-up ensues. If a hacker in a Guy Fawkes mask is going to publicly shame the lot of them, well then more power to him.
Okay, and if no suitable result comes from the public revelations, it's okay to cover your face with a British justice mask and take a tire iron to their head. That's the kind of society you want to live in.
Versus the kind of society where children are repeatedly abused and the government cannot be bothered to investigate or prosecute? Because that is the one we are living in this merry old England. These men and women break the law as it pleases them, then uses the civility of the law to claim they're the victim.
So it's okay to take a tire iron to someone's head.
Our courts, our parliament was the template for the world.
Mom,
These kids deserve better.
just bash their head in.
We deserve better.
Splatter their brains against the wall.
Yes. When the social contract is broken, when children are abused and the powers that be mock society for trying to bring about justice, when the system itself refuses to change, then what recourse are people left with then to take the law Mull, into their own hands?
And then what, Jennifer? Like Cincinnatus, the vigilantes are just going to generously hand the law back to the authorities?
Yes.
Oh, for...
You know why? Are you saying that power corrupts? Answer me. Oh, I think these boxes worth of secret case files show us the answer to that.
Yes, sometimes power corrupts.
Sometimes.
But that's why checks and balances
British justice.
are in place.
British justice. There's persona, Mull. Checks and balances.
I've spoken to your doctor, Lord Britton. I can speak to my doctor just fine, despite the bruising. It's the guard at the door. You've got 24-hour protection. And the staff, I want them all vetted. You're in a hospital. You're safe. Ha! I knew Jimmy Seville, don't forget. Yes, well, you're being looked out for here. Good, good. The problem with this generation is that everyone thinks they're entitled. Damn covetous lynch mob. They resent us. They've always resented us, and they always will. Here we are, simply like-minded people with common pursuits, and it's labeled a conspiracy. Yet when they do it, getting drunk at their local and cheering on whatever bald kicker rubbish. It isn't us against them. No one ever said it was us against them. What it is, Mull, my boy, is that there is us and there is them. Oh, I don't know. Maybe if some marbles-in-the-mouth ball kicker in a garishly colored jersey explained it to them. God help us whenever the twain shall meet, because this is the result, Mull. This is always the result. Storm the Bastille, kill Marie Antoinette. They spend all their money on things they can't afford, then blame us, as if it's our fault they can't live within their means. Harm befalls their children. Who do they blame? Themselves, the people who should be protecting their children, or us, whose generous taxes pay for those child's benefits? I can't even call it discrimination because they've co-opted the word. No, they complain they don't own anything, yet they take and they take and they take. You're not going to put any of this in the report, are you? No, Lord Britton, just listening. Good lad, good lad. People today treat every little word like a fired bullet, panic at everything, accomplish nothing. At least they love me in America. So wait, forensics got here when?
Not just them. I'm telling you, Mo. The 6 crimes Dick was the first one on the scene.
All right, thanks, Nige.
Thanks for joining us, DC Mull. Did you get any leads from Lord Britton's statement?
Yes, the vigilante was a man.
Well, that narrows it down.
Quite. I'm sorry, who are you? That's Lord Britton's computer.
That's evidence, mate.
And you are...
DCI Crow, sex crimes.
Well, I don't think that's the official name for that division.
It isn't, but it's the one everyone understands.
Crow, if computer forensics owes you any favors.
I told you, Deca. I already called them. They're slammed. They'll pick up his lordship's computer from the evidence room tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Jen, we,
When we're at work, it's DCI Deca.
All right, sorry.
Thought you toughs were all about protocol.
Lord Britton said he was bludgeoned with only the monitor. and whipped with the cord.
Whipped?
And strangled, apparently.
What? Blondie,
I heard.
what's this about?
Evidence suggests the cord was still attached to the computer at the time of the attack. Therefore, making the computer and all of its secret parts of the weapon and the entire weapon needs to be forensically processed.
Oh, she's thorough, I'll give her that.
Too right. Look, once this gets wrapped up, want to grab a curry?
Racist. No, not tonight. As you say, the Toffee-Nosed are in a bit of an uproar at another one of their own being attacked. They make their phone calls, I get lambasted for not doing enough, you know how it works.
And that's the system.
Tomorrow night?
You sure you're not free tonight?
Oh no, my phone, it's blowing up. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Alright, here we go. Evidence cage 35. Alright, his lordship's computer. Meet DC Mull's magnet.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh my... What? Deca.
I don't know if you're aware of this, DC Mull, but magnets have a tendency to scramble a computer's brain.
Look, you were tasked to catch a murderer, not destroy a man's life.
Lord Britain destroyed Lord Britain's life, and the lives of hundreds of children, as evidenced by the pictures and videos stored on that computer.
You assume.
Which is why we're investigating. Those children deserve justice for being preyed upon, and justice is only complete when there is accountability. The content on that computer will make Britain accountable, whether his lordship wants to admit it or not.
We'll never know.
Put down the magnet.
What a clever phrase.
Mull,
Well, good luck to the forensic team trying to unscramble that computer's brain.
I really, really wish you wouldn't have done that.
Oh, I don't know, Mum. He looks great on recording.
What's she doing here? What's she doing here?
Oh, he does. My phone barely makes calls, but this...
You set me up.
It's got all sorts of features.
Department issued.
God, no. Oh, no.
Tell me it didn't record.
No, it recorded. I, accidentally uploaded it to YouTube.
Oh, Chalmers, for...
Honest mistake. With all this push-of-a-button technology, Mum.
I'll stick to more tactile tech, like these handcuffs. Turn around.
No, this is entrapment.
I'll leave it to you to explain to a judge how I trapped you with my old computer, that you had to sneak in to the evidence locker to demagnetize.
Your computer? What?
I'm really going to miss those video games.
Good thing first, Lord Britain's computer is safely being examined by computer forensics.
Fortunate, I'd say.
You.
Huh.
You. This mousetrap nonsense might fly with your famous student Ripper case, but you're not going to get away with this again.
Due to the sensitive nature of the contents of Lord Britain's computer, every precaution had to be taken. You see, there was a similar situation to this a few years ago, and we had to be vigilant it wouldn't happen again.
I'll take him, Mum.
Thank you, Crow. See, Mull, you might be too young to remember this. A newspaper was about to run a story accusing a high-ranking MP of abusing children. This very man stormed his rotund rear end into editorial and confiscated every shred of reporting. What could they do? He was the law. This newspaper that regularly reported on the evils of communist nations and touted Western freedoms was raided by a corrupt official trying to cover up his penchant for raping children. Still, I really do wish you wouldn't have done that.
It was you. All of you. You lot planned this attack on Lord Britain to make sure the computer was the weapon. DCI sex crimes here just happened to be around the corner to make the first response, and you, Deca, I know for a fact your clothing that night matched the vigilantes.
You know that for a fact because I was with you.
Exactly.
At midnight. And what time did Lord Britain say the attack occurred?
Well, midnight, but he said it was a man. The vigilante sounded like a man, and we all know about that little secret, don't we, John? Huh? DCI John Deca.
Those two look all women to me, Mull. Let's go.
Lawyer, lawyer, lawyer.
I think he wants his lawyer.
Are you okay?
Yeah, why? It was totally an accident that I uploaded to YouTube.
No, it wasn't. But I'm glad you didn't tell me ahead of time.
You know it would be suppressed. Or scrambled. The public deserves to know.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. If modern technology could bring light to situations so that they don't become case file after case file secreted away, then we need to embrace it. But that's not what I was asking.
Oh? Oh.
You were just supposed to scare him. Break into the house, set off the alarm, damage the computer, so we could collect it as evidence.
I saw him sitting there. It was up on the monitor. Terrible images. Things just got out of hand.
Why are you lying to me?
Mom, I'm not.
The alarm never went off. You bypassed it. I don't even want to know how, but you bypassed it. You broke in, you scared him, but then you took your time.
He deserved it. He deserved a hell of a lot worse.
So what stopped you?
I wanted him to face the public. But there's not a punch, a kick, a whip, or a choke that I can regret about it.
Hand in your badge. Hand in your badge. Or I will arrest you right here and right now.
You arrest me, then your career is over. The case is over. Those children will never get justice, and all the bad people will go free. You'd risk all that just for a principal?
I shouldn't have put you in that situation.
Why?
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Because I was abused? You think it matters? He deserved that beating, and I'm glad I gave it to him, and I'd do it again.
Oh, honey, hand in your badge. You're broken. The job broke you. It's breaking me, too. You don't think I like the taste of whiskey, do you? When this case is wrapped up and filed, I'm going to hand in mine. And you and me, we're going to go away. I don't care where, just somewhere away from all this ugliness.
Oh, John. Where were you when I loved you? I'll resign in the morning. Maybe what you said is right. As for the rest, though, I don't need your pity.
What do we want?
Lord Britain's arrest!
When do we want it?
No!
What do we want?
Lord Britain's arrest!
Look at them.
Admiring your admirers, Lord Britain.
I thought hospitals were supposed to have noise ordinances. Why haven't the police dispersed these people, and who are you?
I'm the police. DCI Jennifer Deca.
Then get out there!
As my trusty handcuffs might imply, I'm here for you.
Where's Mull?
Mull? He's on the internet. Big sensation. His actions are part of why those people are outside your window.
Make your next move very carefully, policewoman. Your superiors will be apprised of every detail.
Was there any doubt? Put your hands behind your back.
It's disgraceful.
Our mutual friend, Mr. Mull, used a curious phrase the other evening. One broken spoke doesn't stop the wheel from turning. But what it does do is to add stress to the other spokes. Create a point of weakness. Maybe it starts with a fracture. Maybe another spoke becomes casualty. But eventually, the wheel will break. It's broken.
Bunk.
A society that eats its children cannot survive. Outside this window is the last generation who will be subjected to your broken system.
Oh, a revolutionary in the guise of a DCI. How charming.
Is it revolutionary to say that laws must apply to everyone? Equality under the law is the only measure that negates privilege. When citizens are compelled to put on masks and take up arms, and the government's only response is to suppress those citizens, then the fault lies with the government. Child homes, hospitals, schools, entertainers, aristocrats, clergy. We have been betrayed enough. Either the United Kingdom will continue as a nation that rapes children, or we continue as a nation that punishes all of those who do. We are the generation who will settle this matter. And either it will be settled in the courts, or it will be settled in the streets.
Is that a threat, Inspector?
No. It is the cry of English children waiting for reply.
You have been listening to the Don't Call Me Sweetheart show's original radio play, British Justice.